biceps.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay, cool. So we're on stop number 2. We're in Marin, California now, and we're with Shadi, who I was going to say is a repeat offender, but he's actually a repeat user of Havelock Wool, which is obviously great for us. And so we're just going to ask Shadi a real simple question, which is, as a repeat user of Havelock, where'd you start? Why do you keep reusing it? What's your experience? And any thoughts for the future and maybe what we could do different or better?
Yeah. So I started using Havelock Wool actually in one of my development projects in San Francisco. Put it within that house. It was a 4,800 square foot house in the marina. Pretty large home, spec home. From there, I built a playhouse in my backyard here for the kids, and we wanted to finish it off. And I was like, the easiest way to do it is probably get some wool. So I got some wool from Andrew. Kids were helping me out with it. It was easy. It's soft. We actually have a picture of Logan laying in the wool because it's just easy to use.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Just insulated the entire thing, and it was probably the best insulated place in my entire home at that point. I then redid our living room and playroom and ripped out all the old insulation in there and put in some wool in there, and that was that part of the house was really nicely insulated. And then I decided to build this office above my garage, and I insulated the entire garage and this entire office, and anybody that walks in here goes, why is this office so quiet, and why is this office so perfectly temperatured? And it's literally because of the wool, and my contractor has been recommending it to his people from then on. But I love it. I ended up having some extra wool, and I insulated underneath my entire house. I had somebody come in and insulate the bottom of it, and it's helped out. But it's easy to use. I've insulated the playroom and the playhouse in the back myself, because all you need is a staple gun and some wool and some shears. It was actually kind of fun.
I noticed that we try to do a much better job these days of giving people instructions. And one of the reasons why I've always been comfortable knowing that in some instances, if we forget to do that, or if we didn't do it as a matter of practice, I always think about you and your jobs, because you just figured it out. You send me pictures, they're absolutely perfect and beautiful. And so there's always just been that kind of comfort level that it's really not that difficult, and in fact is even a little bit fun to work with. So as a repeat user, are you comfortable making recommendations to other people for the use of wool? Are you comfortable saying that people can figure out how to install it on their own? And I'm sure you don't have a lot of experience working with fiberglass, because nobody likes that stuff, but as a baseline, working with insulation and wool insulation in this case, is it easy enough to deal with, and can anybody do it?
I've said this to you numerous times. I think the only reason that everybody's not using wool is because they don't know about it, and cost factor.
Sure.
And so, it's a premium product. You can feel it. And most people don't want to recognize it because it's behind their walls and it's the last thing they're going to think about. But the reason why this room is so comfortable and is so quiet is because I got wool all the way around this thing. It's wrapped in a blanket, in essence.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. And Paige even says it. My wife comes in and she goes, "This is the best room in the house." By far. And it is the best room in the house. Yeah. It's super comfortable. It's super relaxing. It's amazing. And people are willing to spend a ton of money on hardwood floors or light fixtures or whatever. You know why? Because you can see it. You can touch it. You can look at it. If it's behind the walls, I don't know what it is. I don't want to spend a ton of money for it.
Right.
Well, guess what? The comfort of your life is going to be really important. And if it is, then put some wool in there.
Yeah. it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's just really hard for us to convey the message. Frankly, it's why we're here, because we need more people that have been using it to help us convey that message. Because if we tell you, it sounds like we're pushy salespeople, which is, we're not.
Well, the other thing is, I mean, literally, we're planning to remodel the whole upstairs of the house and the master bath and stuff like that. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, we gotta rip out all the insulation, put some wool in. That's one of the items that I'm thinking about that it needs to get done, because I need to keep on getting that house as much wool as possible.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So, obviously super helpful feedback. What can we do for, getting the message around an area like this, where people would be obviously excited, as you say, if they knew about it?
I mean, from being in the industry, the one thing that I know is architects are very big on pushing products to their end users. A lot of these architects that are doing these large homes in this area, they'll have their stuff that they really like, and also contractors do as well. The high-end contractors do, but convincing end users that spending whatever that delta is worth it, because in the long run, your energy bill is going to be better, your comfort level inside the house is going to be better, it's going to be quieter in the house. There's so many other aspects to the product that are superior to the other stuff, and it's having the right point people convey that to the masses, right? And
yeah, good point.
I mean, my architect influences what I do on my spec projects. He goes, hey, we've been using this product. What do you think? And I look at it. It's the budget looks good. Has some good criteria to it. Done. We'll do it.
Totally. Okay, well, we've done this to you before, so I'll ask one more question.
Oh yeah.
You've always been happy to be a reference point for us. Now that we've got the camera rolling, I'm going to ask you again if we can keep doing that.
Oh, sure.
And we'll edit in your phone number and your email so anybody can contact you.
Absolutely not.
Cool. Well, all kidding aside, thanks for doing the Shadi, and thanks for supporting what we do.